In the heart of Philadelphia, where history and culture collide, emerges a story of passion, resilience, and creativity. This is the story of Eliezer Lompo, a painter and printmaker whose art bridges continents and touches lives. For Eliezer, art isn't just a hobby, it's a language, a lifeline, a means to communicate and connect.
Say art is life and life is art. So art takes from life and life takes from art. I feel like my interpretation of art is just what you internalize from your daily life. I feel like you can't really have art without having an experience to make art from. This is a representation of Gumache dancers. In Gumache culture, there's this thing, adolescent boys, they go through like an initiation process. It's like a ceremony that signifies that you're a man now. And when they come out to like celebrate this initiation, they do this specific dance. And while this dance is happening, these masks come out and they kind of like support them with this dance.
Seen it in person?
No, but when I go back in a few weeks, I hope I can see it. So this exhibition is titled Gumaland. It's I would say it's kind of like a dedication to my cultural heritage. Both of my parents come from Burkina Faso. More specifically, they come from the more eastern part, which belongs to the Gumanche people, and this is all dedicated to the Gumanche culture. I feel like growing up, my parents did a good job of like keep me informed and educated about certain things. It's weird because I didn't really pay attention or think of these things as important while they were telling me, but I feel like uh I don't know, ever since I turned 18 it's like a switch went off. Like I just started thinking about not just these things but just a bunch of social things, and one of my biggest things was just like um representation, like representation of culture, like, and having a first person representation. Like when you search up Gumanche people, there's pictures of them, of course, but it's like the colonizers who came were the ones who took the pictures. Like none of the stuff was given; it was always taken. And so I just wanna, I guess, create my own story. Not really create my own story, but give like a first person narrative.
Growing up in Philadelphia, Eliezer found inspiration in the vibrant murals and street art that colored his neighborhood. But his art is deeply rooted in the rich heritage of his homeland in Africa.
This is number one on the list. Like I would say this is like my best made or one of my best made paintings up to date. Um, I don't know. I just feel like every color in it just goes together perfectly. This person that you see sitting down is he is like the Gumanche king, and he's basically depicted as wearing like a red bonnet or a red turban. He has like a red staff when he comes out, but I try to like reflect like the mythical and legendary tales surrounding the Nunbado. That's what we call like the king in our culture. Um, there's this tree from where we come from, and there's just this story signifying that like a legendary horse ran up a tree and kind of just disappeared. But when you go and see that tree, there's like horse hoof prints right there, which is kind of crazy. And so I just wanted to recreate that story of the king riding up the tree and disappearing. Like it was kind of hard for me to believe because it was actually one of the first stories that I remember my dad telling me growing up. Like, oh, one of your ancestors rode up this tree and kind of like disappeared, and I was like, man, that's kind of crazy. Let me see. See that?
What?
Yeah, bro. So yeah, this tree is kind of like a monument to Gumanche people, and I just want to like immortalize that
Oh, that's fire.
scene.
That's what's up.
The path of an artist is filled with highs and lows. There's the joy of creation, the satisfaction of connecting with an audience, but also the struggle for financial stability and recognition.
So the pros and cons, I would say, of being an artist. All right, I'm gonna start with the pros. I would say, um, I feel like being an artist in itself is a pro. Like, I mean, if you are doing what you want to do and are like fortunate enough to like use it as like say a stream of income, the fact that you can like make images and live off of it is like a pro. But cons, I would say, as an artist is like on the other side of that, there are some artists who like have a hard time finding themselves as artists or get caught in like, I would say social media is a big con for artists. It's a big facade in my opinion. It's a big illusion where uh content creation is emphasized rather than like actual creation of art. And I feel like once um creatives like take the time to step back and like really uh dive into themselves as creatives and not just like content creators, then that kind would turn into a pro. Yeah.
So you said content. So you think content creation is ruining art?
I would say for certain types of artists, content creation definitely is ruining it because you're kind of like giving yourself a routine to create. And I feel like, as I just said, like life contributes to art and art contributes to life. So if you're just making stuff to make stuff because you want a bunch of likes or you want a bunch of views, then like what's really the point? There's like, you might as well just go to like commercial business or something. But that's just me. I would say my workload uh balance as a college student isn't too crazy. I live off campus, and so like I'm not really like a person that likes to like go to parties and like do that much. Like I go outside, but I prefer to stay inside. I'm not gonna lie because most of the things I like are inside, and so it's like I don't think I have too much of a difficulty maintaining my balance between school and life because I just choose what to indulge in and not to indulge in. And so really when it's like school semester time, I just go to school and come back home usually. But when I'm home is when like I do most of my extracurricular stuff. Like I focus on like my designs for my clothes, um other artistic projects that might not relate to school. I just always try to like, I feel like I'm starting to realize that my college years are like years that I'm probably never gonna get back. Like as far as like the amount of free time that I have, so I'm just trying to like not jam pack everything, but do as much as I can for myself so that when I graduate, I kind of have like a head start. Yeah. Um, it's cool to like have fun in college, but I kind of already know like I know what I need to do for myself. Like I know the steps. I know like what I need to lock into personally, and I don't know. It's to each their own. Like if you want to go out on weekends, then do that. But me personally, I know I can't do that because I tend to be lazy, and so I just try to like knock out all distractions. But yeah, that's not to say I don't enjoy myself. I love video games. I love chilling. I love playing, uh, going on the bikes. I love playing basketball. Yeah, I just be chilling.
Who wants to get into art?
I would say practice. Practice as much as you can and focus on the thing that you want to be. Like everybody wants to learn how to draw, but what is it that you want to learn how to draw and why is it that you want to draw that? But for me, step one is just practice. Like do it as much as you can and do it over and over again. Even if you feel like you're not seeing a difference, like that practice will add up and you'll see a difference sooner or later. Yeah, I would say to just don't stop. I feel like um like just keeping it up is the hardest part. Like staying staying down and just like continuing to do the craft. But yeah, I feel like once you just get into the routine of practicing, you'll just naturally want to create at almost any time. Yeah, and you'll just get better also. One thing I do like outside of like my traditional art is my brand. It's called Angel's Gate. I just like to see it as like an extension of my like art, just like in a more simplified and digital way so that other people can access it more. Um I think Angel's Gate is more of like an umbrella term for like all of the stuff that I'm making inside of the brand. So like I call it this tee the Million Man tee because well it's based off of a painting that I made, but it's called the Million Man tee. Can you blame him? And basically I was listening to this V song and he started with we was raised to believe one was the first number, but million was the first number. And I just was thinking about that for a long time. Like, man, um, it kind of made me think of like the idea of like black capitalism and like how much money is too much money. And so I just made a piece about it and just like decided to put it on a shirt and I sold it and it did pretty good.
Despite the challenges, Eliezer remains hopeful and driven. The future holds aspirations of more gallery exhibits, community projects, and collaborations with other artists.
There's a couple of people that I want to work with, but two of the people that come to mind is my friend Swim. He's a digital designer, and Olalu Sloan, I think his name is. He's actually my wallpaper, but he makes these really like he makes these really simplified paintings that kind of like to me I internalize as like self-portraiture. And I like how he like his art is very reactionary, and so it's very funny and cool sometimes to see like how he uses his audience's reactions to his art to make even more art. And like we also have similar backgrounds and it would be cool to like meet him one day because I guess he goes in the direction of kind of what I want to do, um living off of his art, but at the same time like helping other people make their projects. Like um I saw that he recently like designed a trophy for this soccer competition and I was like that's crazy. Like I would definitely want to do that one day. This might sound, I don't know if it sounds crazy, but I see myself doing the same thing but better. Like I just see myself continuing to just uh outdo myself in everything I do. Like I tend to, or I like to believe that with every body of work I create, I just get some level of better. What if it's like through my use of color, through my use of like narrative, or just technical composition. I feel like where I see myself is just getting myself out there more in bigger spaces, having a bigger voice to like advocate for uh the black identity in general, like not just where I come from in Africa. I feel like this was just like step one to like focus on where I'm from, but in the future I really just want to focus on Africa and black people as a whole and just put a spotlight on the history, the culture, and just like how much of an effect we have. And like I don't think that many people understand that.
So, what's your end goal?
End goal, it used to be to make a bunch of money, but I feel like the more I get, I guess the farther I get, I'm kind of like low key not caring about money, which is crazy. I feel like a part of that is me believing that money is gonna come regardless. Like I believe in myself enough to believe that like the money is gonna come, because it's not really something I'm focused on. Um, what I'm really focused on is like getting the idea across and seeing how many people, like, I guess, take the message and do what they can with it.
Art has profoundly shaped Eliezer. It's been a source of therapy, a medium for processing emotions, and a beacon of hope. Eliezer Lompo is more than just an artist. He is a storyteller, a healer, and an inspiration. His art is a testament to the power of creativity in overcoming adversity and connecting communities. Join us in celebrating the art and the artist. Subscribe to follow Eliezer Lompo's journey and discover more inspiring stories from the heart of the city.
A black person, there's a lot of things that I kind of just like shrugged off, things that actually like mattered. And I think I'm in the era of just like seeing that those things matter and just kind of like focalizing on those themes.